Look who it is. Raufeon Stots. MMA Bellator Interim Champion. Buckle up, man. Good to see you.
Let's go!
Raufeon Supa Stots! This has been a huge month for you because April 4th, Mayor Sylvester Turner declared that Tuesday Raufeon Stots Day in the city of Houston. What would the little boy you were growing up in Houston think about that?
And that's what I think about. The little boy with the single mom, you know, of 3 kids, you know, growing up in like Section 8 housing, like, is just unfathomable to like think about, you know? Like, I have a day in the city that I was born in. It's just, even now, I'm like, I get goosebumps thinking about it. It's crazy, you know? It just speaks to, you know, the blessings that have been kind of bestowed upon my life, and, you know, my hard work, you know, just like paying off, you know? It's an amazing feeling.
Big fight coming up. It is the Bellator MMA Bantamweight World Grand Prix.
Yes, sir.
You're fighting for $1 million and another title belt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
What's more important, the $1 million or the title belt?
So for me,
you're like, yes, everything's important.
For me, it's all important. But the $1 million, I'm able to do more. You know, I'm able to do more for my family.
Is that the biggest purse you've ever fought for?
That's the biggest purse I've ever fought for. That's the biggest purse or one of the biggest purses in MMA right now. So, yeah, like, I gotta have to, you know, take care of the people I want to take care of in my family. And then the belt is like I got a lot of kind of belts now, and I got a lot of, you know, kind of accomplishments now. With those things will be like, I feel like, more valuable to me once I get older, and once I'm like, I can tell my kids like, hey man, your dad was, you know, something back in the day. He was, you know, kicking ass, taking names, you know. So yeah, the belt is second to the $1 million.
Are you a big trash talker, or do you let your punches and your grappling and everything speak for itself?
So for me, where I grew up, we trash talk all the time. And it's not nothing like sadistic. Like, I'm not calling out your family or
feel free right now if you want to call out you're fighting Patchy Mix, right?
So my thing with Patchy Mix, I've just been talking about his gap tooth for about 8 weeks now. You know, he got a gap in the middle of his mouth.
Patchy, I have nothing to do with this.
And I'm gonna just keep punching and putting a hole, you know, in the back of his throat, you know. So that's kind of the length of my, you know. And I also talk about his skinny fat body.
Wait, skinny fat body?
Skinny fat body. So he's a stick figure, but he also misses weight sometimes, so I mess with him with that. And it's definitely getting under his skin. You know, I can tell he don't like it. But that's the beauty of the sport I'm in, because we get to fight about it, you know? So
yeah, I can't go around the office saying that about people.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be okay to say to your colleagues. But my colleagues, we're going to fight at the end of the day, so it really don't matter, you know? So I like to do it.
And you're 34.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you at the point where you're thinking, I'm running out of time and there's pressure to do everything you can?
No, well, I've accomplished a lot so far, you know, but I'm in a point where I'm at the highest point of my career, you know what I mean? So I'm just keeping it going as long as I can go, you know. I started pretty late or whatever, and I'm also a fighter that doesn't take a lot of damage, so I'm relatively
Those are the best kind.
Yeah, I'm relatively healthy. I don't take a lot of damage in fights, so I fight often, and yeah, so I'm gonna just keep going until I start losing, I guess.
And your nickname in the ring during introductions is?
Supa.
Supa
Stots, yeah.
Sounds like superstar.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I got it.
I imagine that has something to do with it.
Yeah, so I kind of got the nickname just because I liked Super, or, you know, I liked Super Saiyans and kind of characters, you know, that were above average, you know what I mean? And then I'm from the ghetto, so I just put the A on the end of it, and yeah, it stuck, so that's my nickname.
What's Patchy saying about you?
So Patchy is saying that he's annoyed by me. He don't really like me.
Okay.
He's also saying that he thinks he's gonna submit me in the first round because he's been able to submit a lot of his opponents. Yeah, so that's pretty much his game plan. His game plan is to choke me out, you know, leave me unconscious in the ring, and And my game plan is to do that and to punch him as many times as I can punch him until the ref will physically not let me punch him anymore. So, yeah, it's going to be an exciting fight, you know. This is actually, too, like, I talk a lot of crap about Patchy, but Patchy is a really good martial artist. These are the 2 best bantamweights in the world, you know. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to test myself against somebody who's good. So, it'll be fun.
Rigorous training schedule, twice a day. What do you do when you're not training? What do you do to unwind?
So I'm usually training in the morning. I get up and I probably work out from 9 o'clock or from 9:30 to 1:30. And that's like a pretty intense training. And then I come home and, believe it or not, I get on the game and play Fortnite and talk crap with my friends. That's what I do in my pastime. Me and my friends talk crap to each other about how bad we suck at the game. And that's how I unwind, you know. That's what's fun to me.
Man, you have like the best life ever.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You know,
But you've worked hard for it though.
I have. And when I'm turned on and when I'm in the gym and when I'm you know, I'm pretty present wherever I am, you know. So when I'm in the gym, I'm doing that to the fullest of my capabilities. When I'm at home with family, you know, and my family's home, I'm doing that to the fullest of my capabilities. And that's kind of how I try to live my life. Like whatever I'm doing in that moment, I'm present in, and I'm putting my best foot forward.
Toughest guy you've fought thus far?
Toughest guy,
You have 1 loss on your record, right?
Yep, I got 1 loss on my record.
Was that the toughest guy?
I wouldn't necessarily say he's the toughest guy. I feel like I learned the most from that fight because I went into that fight actually not thinking about the present, you know. I went into that fight, it was a looking for a fight for Dana White, you know. I had Dana White's number and Dana White was texting me and I was supposed to be the guy that was gonna be going on to bigger and better things. And the fight was set up for me to win, but I wasn't present in that moment. And I was thinking about the money I was gonna make afterwards. I was thinking about, you know, how I can, what I can do pretty much afterwards. And I wasn't present in the moment, and I paid for it. So I wouldn't say it was the toughest fight, but that was my most. That's the reason I'm champion today because I took that loss and I was able to learn that lesson.
And probably at the time, did you realize that this was a lesson, or did it take a little time to sink in? At
the time, all the cliches and everything meant crap. Like, everybody was like, man, this will make you better. I was like, shut up. They'll be like, man, it's gonna pay off in the end, or shut up. You're like, none of that stuff matters. I cried, I was like upset, you know. I thought about quitting, you know, just because I hate losing and I put a lot into this game, you know. So none of that stuff mattered like while it was happening. Then over time, you know, I got back in the gym and I got back to training. I started winning, you know, rattling off wins. You know, now I'm 11, or I think I'm on 11 fight win streak.
You take them fight by fight. So you don't.
I think about the.
You think about your next opponent.
Exactly. So. Yeah. So at the time though, you couldn't tell me anything that would cheer me up.
Did you go to any other sporting events, or you just don't have time?
Yeah, so I've been to the Rockets game.
Mm-hmm.
I also go to rugby every now and then.
Sabercats.
The Sabercats,
nice.
Yeah.
Boy, think of when you.
And my
not
kids.
If. Think when you win this next title.
Yep. That's the thing, man.
You're gonna be the toast of the city.
Toast of the city, you know. I got a day now, which is it's just crazy. Every time I say that, it's just crazy to even think about.
And what did the mayor say to you?
The mayor, I had a conversation with him. He was also a wrestler. So I wrestled in high school. And then in college, I won 2 national championships. He actually went to, so I went to Klein Oak for high school. He went to Klein, and he was a wrestler for Klein. And so he grew up kind of around the same places I did. Yeah, so that was like super cool, you know, to have something in common with the mayor, you know, and we were just like chatting it up, you know, while I was getting a day. It was crazy.